welcome to my channel. I'm Pete Morgan and you're watching my FM23 save, Dare to Win. And we're currently with AC Milan, third team in the save. Probably going to be, well, I'm not going to say they're going to be the last team, you never say never. But we've had a bit of a so-so season. We're going really well, then we're not, then we are, then we're not. Simple as that, really. You were with us last for the Bologna defeat, okay, 1-0, when we were still in with a shout of the league. We were in a good position. We were top of the league, I think, and we had points ahead. We then beat Lazio 3-1. We then struggled to draw. Lazio were really poor. They've just sacked their manager and they're going to finish bottom half of the table. We then laboured to a 1-1 draw with Genoa, which believe it or not, this handed the reins to Juventus, who are now in charge of the league. I'll show you the table in a moment. We then wiped the floor with Empoli. Should have put a ton on them. Really should. We totally commanded the game. And we've just beaten Parma and Atalanta at home 1-0 as well, which is good in the fact that Inter have slipped up points, because at one stage we were looking at 4th place and we still are. There's only 5 points between us and Inter. Okay, we're playing Parthenope today, or Napoli as they're known. So they're pushing us for 2nd place. We need Juventus to slip up. Juventus are playing tomorrow and they are playing Capitolone or Roma. So yeah, if we can beat Napoli and Roma can beat Juventus, that puts us 2 points clear of Juventus with a game to go. We would need to win our last game as well, but then the league's back in our hands, if that makes sense. So that's the idea. We've also been busy in the transfer market. Okay, we've got a guy coming in at the end of the season, Santiago Hernandez, Mexican. Okay, he's already got 1 cap for Mexico. He looks a good player. Midfield centre, which is where we're a bit light at the moment. Urban and Pesci just haven't really kicked on this season. I'm hoping he's going to play and make a difference for us next season. Maybe not next season, but he's going to be a sub next season, I expect. Not starting, but building up. Same as we've done with a few of our players this season. So fixtures day then. We're away at Napoli, as I said. We need to win. Okay, we've got a few injuries. Things aren't going great for us at the moment. So that's going to be, I've got Akamia back from a suspension. Okay, he was suspended. Yellow card limit, nothing really. Pereira is injured. He's in his last season. I'll start with Kadongo's injured, so Coli's going to be in there. Pesh is injured, so he's not going to be able to play. So we're going to bring Vasquez in, but I've got no intention of playing Vasquez at all. And then you've got Pereira, who's also not going to play, but it means we're going to have to play these guys, bring these guys in. They're not going to play. Kadongo's injured. He can drop down, so I always drop him to the bottom of the subs so that I know that, I try not to pick at the bottom, if that makes sense. I know, because when you're playing you forget who's on what, so I just move the ones that are injured to the bottom. Simple as that. Lofmark, so I'll run through the squad and then I'll explain Lofmark here. So we've got Dokovic in goal with Lacarez, Akamia, Bossio and Neto across the back. Bossio's absolutely awesome at the moment. We paid 30 odd million for him and he's up to nearly 100 million already. He's got his first Italian cap. I think I mentioned that in the last episode. Going really well. Midfield trio then of Poldica, Patino and Urban. Patino's leaving, so we do need a couple more midfield players, okay? And Koulibaly and Ercole out wide right. He can play there. It's not where I want to play him, but there's nobody else really of first team standard that can do that at the moment. And then we've got Lofmark up front. So Lofmark, I didn't realise I'd made a promise that he'd be played as an advanced forward, and I don't want to upset him. I don't want to lose a guy. He's useless up front. He really is. I don't know why, because he's got quite good stats, but he's just not. He's having a woeful time up front. He scored a couple of goals, missed a penalty, missed hatfuls of chances in the 1-0 wins, so maybe that's why they were 1-0 wins. So I'm trying to give him 45 minutes first half up front. I've got like 20 days left on his promise, so it's not looking good, but I don't want to fall out with him. So anyway, that's the team today. Okay, so there's a few there that aren't match fit, but that's normal for my squad at this time of the season. And this is taking a bit of time, but we're there, so we're going to go hard when we're tackling. We do need a good performance today. We can't have a day where we don't turn up, alright? So I'm going to answer pockets, and I'm going to put media. I think that's the best one, and then we'll give them a little bit more just to try and kick them on and get them going. We can't afford to lose this game. If we want to win the league, we have to win this game and then hope results go our way elsewhere. So we're playing in our awful strip. Absolutely hate it, but what can you do? And yeah, so we're already looking for next season. Oh dear. Oh. That's okay then. So yeah, we're looking at players for next season. I've got quite a few on my shortlist at the moment that we've been building up throughout the not close season, but since the close of the transfer window. We still carry on looking. Scouts are still busy. I don't do anything with the scouts other than look at what they recommend. They're in charge. The head of scouting head scout if you want, whatever you want to call him, technical director, director of football. They're in charge of all of that. I don't get involved. I don't tell them what to look for. I don't tell them where to go. They do it themselves, and that's over. And then as the players filter through, then I have a look and I say yay or nay. I've also got, I think it's my technical director this season looking for players, and he recommends players in transfer windows. We've signed a few youth players that he suggests maybe I wouldn't necessarily look at them, but they're youth, so he's saying yay, so I'm not going to argue with him. But I only really look at players that are going to be ready for me now, that are looking to come into the team, and I do that only through the scout report. So yeah, we're starting to get a lot marks through. Can he prove me wrong here? No, he can't. So he should have done better with that. It's almost like he just stubbed that up in the air, wasn't it? It wasn't really a shot. It was almost like when you're just trying to flick the ball up. So, but he wants to play advance forward. So, and I'll be honest, if I remember rightly, I did buy him as an advance forward, didn't I, when I first signed him? But then he started playing out wide left because of injuries there, and they've hit the bar and it's gone over, and this is 12 minutes gone. It's a bit 50-50 for me here. In fact, I'd say they're shading. We've got possession, but the rest of it's all them. So I'm going to encourage the guys now with 20 odd minutes gone, and hopefully start to create a little bit more. So it's 0-0. Of course, we're playing first. Juventus don't play until tomorrow, I think it is. So we do need to really set the marker. If we don't pick up maximum points here, we've just made it easy for Juventus. We really have, because tomorrow's result won't matter as long as they match what we do. They can even lose tomorrow if we don't win here, and it really won't affect the league. So I'm going to point finger and tell them, look, it's every time for everyone to dig deep. You're not that bad, and I only do this because I'm going to demand more virtue straight off. And if you tell them you weren't that bad but they can still improve, you can get away with the come on, demand more straight away. So that's where we're at. And we really do. We're playing okay-ish, I guess. They're playing a little bit good, aren't they, as well? So we do need to be pushing on here. I'm going to demand more again. And I'm actually going to risk throwing it all away by going attacking, because if we don't win this, then it doesn't matter whether we win or whether we draw or lose. He wants to stay on, but injury affecting him. Thank God for that. So Teddy Ivanov can come on there. Not because he's injured, but because it means I can get him off and he isn't going to be upset about it. Then we can bring... Where's all my midfield? Of course, they're all injured. Nunez, who doesn't really ever play for us, can go there. I'm going to bring Bossio off and give Quattrini a go there. And I don't know who else I can bring on, really. That's 3. These, as we know, are injured. Sorry, guys. Cataleri can play midfield, so I might bring him on for Urban in the hope that he can create something, and that leaves us 1 in the bank for later. So here we go. All or nothing. Oh, we're on the defence straight away, and they're winding the clock down already. Now that's a bit of a concern. Tells you how much respect they've got for us if they're winding the clock down at home, and you watch them promptly go and score now. Oh, that's well headed clear. And I thought that was one of our... Oh, how was that got in from there? Come on, guys. Oh dear. So 77 minutes gone. It's demand more time, and I'm going to have to go very attacking, or we're just going to give the lamb. And we have. We're not going to do anything, are we? In fact, we're probably going to lose even more now. Oh, that's a good catch by Dokovic, considering he didn't get anywhere near. Although it was a good shot, wasn't it? A bit harsh. Hate losing. You must be able to tell in my mannerism, because the minute we lose, I'm like, I think I've got another injury. There's that Koulibaly. Lofted forward. We've got the win on there. Lacarenza couldn't get near it. This is where we give away a penalty. We dived in there, Quattrini, but they're playing it about and just... So the worry with this is now that we're in real risk of finishing 4th, which means we'd have to go. I think that means we'd have to qualify for the Champions League. We needed a point here to get through to the league table stage. This just isn't good enough, guys. Just not good enough. And now they're going to rub salt in our wounds, and that's a nice header out. Koulibaly turns, plays it into space. Nunez isn't going to... Was it me, or did he slow down there? And they're through and behind us again, and this is just like taking sweets off kids, isn't it? Nonto. He played so well for me at Blackburn, didn't he? Didn't want to sell him, but we was offered stupid money, if you remember. Buy these. And a goal's awarded. So a good first half performance has been totally erased by Napoli in the second half, and every single goal has been the same. It's been played in behind us and they've tapped it in, bar for the first one, which was a cracking volley from a corner. That's disappointing. It wasn't offside, so I don't need to see it. So, silver platter time there. We've been totally destroyed there. And what does this mean for the league? So they've closed to within a point. There's a game left. If Napoli win now, that's not too bad then with Inter. But like I said, they win their game now and they've won the league. So we've got to hope Juventus lose their last two now. I mean, I'd like to finish second because it means we have improved on last season. Very frustrating, very disappointing. I'm just going to do the Juventus game for you just so you can see what it is before we stop and play the days offline, ready for the final game against Cremonese, who are 7th. We may do okay against them. It's away again, which has been a bit of a sticking point for us this season, away games. Oh, I can't believe we were hammered. We were hammered like that. Well, I don't think we've lost like that all season. So this is the games we're interested in. We'll have to do couple more clicks maybe, because it'll go to news and then it'll go to the game results. And Juventus have won the league. It's disappointing, isn't it? And Inter have put the pressure on as well, so we need to win our last game. See you in a moment, guys. Final team of the season then. Dokovic is going to be in goal. Akamir, Quattarino, Bosio and Lacarenzo across the back. Okay, bit of a change around there because Neto's suspended, I believe. Yeah, I've got Neto and Koulibaly both suspended. Podica, Patino and Urban in the midfield. Podico has just learnt the language, so he can now speak the lingo, so I'm expecting him to play a little bit better than what he has been. Then we've got Gallinetta in for the suspended Koulibaly and Ercole wide left and right. Not the strongest attacking lineup we've had all season. And Ivanov's back in up front. Lofmark, very disappointed that I didn't play him more in his preferred position. He wasn't good enough, but on top of that, he's been injured so much that, last half of the season he hasn't really featured in the team. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So there's no point trying. He's got 2 days left on it. He's not happy, so he can be blooming not happy for all I care. So here we go then. Again, we got players struggling with fitness. Fingers crossed that we are going to get the result. We need to win. If we win, we finish second. If we don't win, potentially we could finish fourth, which would be a disaster because that means we have to go through the qualification rounds of the Champions League, which I really don't want. So, we are really pushing here for the Champions League. We need the win. We're away at Cremonese. They're about 7th or 8th, maybe even 9th or 10th in the league. I can't remember. But I know we have to turn up today, not like against Napoli last time out when, and there you go, we're down to 4th. So we do need to pick up the points here, or we will be in qualification for the Champions League, which I don't want. Parthenope's winning, or Napoli as we know them, are already 2-0 up, and we're really struggling. We're going to encourage you guys, but this has been our season, really. Not scoring enough goals, even though Ivanov scored a load. Coley decided to give it up. We changed formation to try and solve that. Had some cracking results when we first introduced it, and this is just not good enough. So I'm going to point the finger and say I'm not happy with the performance there, and I'm going to give him 10-15 minutes and then demand more. And we're going to go attacking anyway because we need to win. So it's Lacarenza with a throw in deep in their half. Good cross into the box. Can we get on it, boss? Oh, it's wide and over. So we're now going to demand more. Because, like I said, we are 4th. We're looking at having to qualify in the Champions League, and that's a nightmare scenario. I really don't want that. We have had our wage bill in our transfers for next season. They've only given me like 15 million transfer budget. It's just not enough, considering we've got no debt. I don't understand how we've got no debt. We're about £1 million a week under our wage budget, and we're making no money. Something isn't balancing up here. I just don't understand. I mean, I'm not spending anywhere near the wage budget. I just don't seem to have money. There's no debt, no loans, nothing going out. We just don't see it. And we're the 3rd or 4th most profitable club in Serie A. Yet, that's good defending. Yet we don't have a penny to rub together. We're sort of zero in the budget, in the bank balance, nearly all the time. So anyway, Lasso with a corner. We really do need to be digging in. We're 54 minutes in the second half. We're not really setting the world on fire. Have we moved up? We moved up to third because Inter are obviously losing or drawing again. So that third, I think we're okay. I think third keeps us automatic promotion. So we're 70 minutes. I'm going to have to make some changes here. And I really don't know what that's going to be. Okay, so we're going to change formation. Going back to what we were using at the start of the season, in the hope that we haven't left it too late and we can get something back out of the game. Cataleri, I want to play him. It's his last game, so I want to give him at least a little bit of time. I did think about putting him in the midfield. I've got the two guys now on up front, so I want to swap them around. Got Lacarenza struggling, so I'm going to give Colin on a run out, not because he's any better. In fact, he's not. It weakens the team, but I'm going to take Bossio off and do that. So that's that done, and that leaves me with one change to make, and it's going to have to be no, and that's it. I'm not going to make any more. So that's last throw of the dice. We're either going to do it or we're not. We're going to demand more. We're going attacking. We need a goal. A goal, we finish second. It's simple as that. 1-0 is good enough. And here we are straight away with the new formation we've got through where Coley hits the goalkeeper. Had the entire goal to aim at and he's hit the goalkeeper. And I'll be honest, the Blackburn formation that I've had going, although we've won games, we've dropped points silly place. But then again, I changed the formation for a reason because we were losing week in, week out with this one. So we'll have to wait and see, won't we? I'll have a think on that and close season. And this Collignon, he's doing okay. He's rode the tackle, he's got the ball. He's managed to play it back to Patino. Patino back to Collignon, who's hit a first time ball into the box this time and it's down. And we've managed to scrape it in. Was that Ercole? Absolute fantastic striker, Ercole. Been on form all season. No, he hasn't. He's been woeful all season. He scored a lot of goals. It's just that when you watch the game, every game, as avidly as I do, he hasn't been. But what a finish that is! What a finish that is! That could be European qualification as a right, rather than having to go through qualification rounds. We're 81 minutes in. I'm not going to change it back because if I do, then we're asking for trouble. Throw in deep in our half. Come on, guys. Hang on, that's it. Waste of time, and it's down to Poldica. Quattrini, suicidal ball, and it's hit the post. Oh, a let off. What is Quattrini doing there? I brought him as like the next best thing, and he really hasn't done a lot, and we've done it. I believe that would mean we've qualified as a right, and again, I've done what without reading it, and so yeah. We've qualified, we finished second, so we're definitely up there. Inter, and I'm happy with that. It's an improvement on last season. Okay, finished second, 87 points, and we finished second. Unbelievable. So I'm going to go away. We'll come back. I don't normally do season review now. I'll wait and see. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it as a start like I normally do. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great time, and we will see you for the next episode, which will be after pre-season of next season, where we'll be looking to challenge for the title. Thank you very much.